my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Monday morning on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Right now, time for our Tech Digest. And today we're unpacking some really important news. Home Affairs Minister Malusi Gigaba has announced Abis, a new project designed to offer a single source of biometric authentication data for citizens to make your home affairs experience easier. And we're joined by our resident tech expert, Bryan Smith, to unpack this news in detail for us. Thanks for joining us as always, man.
Thank you. Great for having me. Thank you.
All right. So Abis is the new guy, but Home Affairs first had Harness. Tell us exactly what was Harness, and we'll talk more about what Abis is.
So Harness, depending where you're from, that is the Home Affairs National Identity System.
Yes.
So that's basically the database that Home Affairs has been using since about 2015, 2016. In international standards, it's not regarded as the latest technology. It comprises biometric security, so that is security features based on features unique to yourself, like your, let's say, your fingerprints or your face, so facial recognition. And at the moment, this is the system that Home Affairs has been using. It's a manual process, so given why sometimes there are really long turnaround times when applying for a new ID document or otherwise documents from Home Affairs.
Yeah, and so now enter Abis, which is meant to be a source of biometric authentication and all kinds of information for citizens and non-citizens. So why is that important, and what exactly would that mean?
Sure, so Abis is what's called a multimodal biometric security system. And to break that heinous jargon down, that essentially means more than one avenue of biometric security. So like I mentioned earlier, Harness would rely on fingerprints or facial recognition. Abis instead has multimodal capabilities wherein it can rely on fingerprints, footprints, palm prints, potentially even iris scans. And this will be the system going forward that Home Affairs underpins all of its systems on.
Yeah. With regards to the benefits it'll provide then to citizens and not non-citizens, what are they like looking forward?
Sure, so this is actually really exciting technology given that this will not only pertain to South African citizens but non-citizens, as you mentioned. So in the first instance, this will underpin Home Affairs' new system. So this will be wherein new South African citizens registering for an ID document register through and lodge their identities on. But also that'll extend to other government agencies such as SAP, South African Police Services, even the tourism industry when enrolling non-South African citizens visiting our country.
Oh, wow. So a whole lot of information can then be gathered from this. So, I mean, looking into the future, I mean, do you anticipate any kind of problems that the system might experience or might even help solve?
So in terms of problems, there is obviously the translation from Harness now to Abis.
Yes.
That will take some time, but I think this is something we can definitely look forward to. Identity is a very fundamental concern in South Africa. Many South African citizens simply don't have an identity number or have a duplicate identity number.
Yeah.
And this is the kind of system that will solve that problem going forward. In the layman's terms, hopefully it'll mean shorter turnaround times in Home Affairs as well. So there's a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, well, there's no way we can avoid it now, is there? Like, we are just being thrust
into
this
system.
future. We are now part of the Matrix.
We are.
Thanks so much for joining us, Van. And of course, if you'd like to keep up with more exciting news from the world of tech, check out our website, expressoshow.com.